Hello, welcome back to Mr. Kendrick's online math class. This is going to be lesson 6.2, percent proportion. Go ahead and turn to the next blank page in your math notebook and put this lesson title at the top. Alright, in the first slide here, this is just some information. You don't need to write this down, but you can if you would like. The percent proportion. So in words, with the percent proportion, we can represent A is P percent of W with the proportion A over W equals P over 100, where A is part of the whole W and P percent or P over 100 is the percent. So in this example, 3 out of 4 is 75. So the part A would be 3. It is part of the whole, which is 4. And then the percent P, or P percent, is 75 over 100. Okay, so using this percent proportion, we can figure out what percent different numbers are compared to other numbers. Now, this may seem a little bit confusing looking at it here, but hopefully as we go through some examples, it will make more sense to you. This first example here, you can go ahead and pause and write this information down, and then I'll go through and explain what we have here. Okay, so the percent proportion, and you can see here that we have multiple different colors, and those colors can be helpful in organizing our information. So the percent proportion, we're using is over of equals P over 100, and you can see the is the part, so the part of the whole, and then of is the whole here. Okay, and then in our words, you can see over here, A is P percent of W, where A equals the part, P equals percent, and W equals whole. Now, if you wanted to use different variables, that's okay, you can do that, but we chose A for part because it has an A in it, and P for percent, and then W for whole. If something else makes more sense for you, you can go ahead and use that. So when we're solving percent proportion problems, we're looking for information, numbers connected to is and numbers connected to of. And then this we are going to be working with as we answer all of our questions. So make sure you have that written down. Is over of equals P over 100. All right, this first example, I would like you just to watch as I work through this. So our question is, what number is 50% of 80? So 50% of 80, hopefully this one is fairly simple for us. Half of 80 is equals 40. Okay, so I wanted to start with an easy one, so then we can get the answer at the start, but now see how it works as we work through this proportion. So here is our template for how we're going to set up our proportion. We're looking for is and of. So what number is 50% of 80? So starting with the percent, P, so we have 50% over 100. So that is our percent. Okay, and it might be helpful for you to box the different numbers as you're working through these problems so you can keep them organized. And then we have on the left side is and of. So our of is connected with the 80. Okay, so that's going to be on the bottom here. And then what number is our unknown. So we can box this here. What number is going to be our variable A. Now if you wanted to use X, you could use X, but I'm going to use A. So now we have our proportion set up. A over 80 equals 50 over 100. And now we're going to use cross products to solve this problem. So when we cross multiply 50 times 80, 5 times 8 is 40, and then there's 2 zeros, so that's going to be 4,000 equals 100 times a, so that will be 100a. Okay, now we have our equation set up and we can solve for a. So first we're going to divide by 100 to get the variable by itself, and that will cancel, leaving just a. And then the other side, 4,000 divided by 100, and 4,000 divided by 100 would be 40. So a is equal to 40. So again, real quick, the proportion that we're using is over of equals p over 100. Okay, so here's this first example, and let's look at a couple more here. All right, number 2 says write and solve a proportion. What percent of 15 is 12? All right, so looking for our numbers, the is 12, so that's going to be our is there. And then we have of 15, and then what percent? So we're looking for the percent. All right, so now as we set this up, we're going to get 12 over 15 equals p over 100. Okay, now our proportion is set up and we can cross multiply to solve. Alright, so after cross multiplying we get 15p equals 1200. So now we're going to divide by 15. That will cancel, leaving just p. And 1200 divided by 15. Now we can bring our calculator in and we get 1200 divided by 15, and that is equal to 80, so p equals 80. What does that number tell us? It tells us that 12 is 80% of 50. So p equals 80. So 12 is 15, or 12 is 80% of 50. All right. Make sure you have this example written down, and then we're going to move on here. Go ahead and try it. Pause here. Try this one on your own, and then come back and see how you did. All right, let's see how we did. You can see as I started here, I already have the colors, the information boxed in the question, and then my proportion is set up. So what number is what we're looking for, so that's A. 30%, so that's 30 over 100, of 50, so that's our whole. So of 50 is in the bottom here. Now we can cross multiply to solve for A. So 30 times 50 will be 1500, and then A times 100 will be 100A. And now we can divide by 100. That'll cancel, leaving just A. Divide 1500 by 100, and that will equal 15. So A is equal to 15. So what this tells us is that 15 is 30% of 50. So 15 is 30% of 50. All right, we got a couple more examples here. Go ahead and pause now and try these two on your own, and then come back and see how you did. All right, for example number 4, I have set up my proportion and I've boxed the information in the question. So we have our is 3, So that's part. Our whole is 5, and we're looking for what percent 3 is of 5. Okay, so now that our proportion is set up, we can cross multiply, and we get 5p equals 300. And if we divide by 5, divide by 5, that will cancel here, leaving just p is equal to, and 30 divided by 5 is 6, so we're going to get 60 here. So that tells us that 3 is 60% of 5. Alright, 25% of what number is 1/2? So our is 1/2. What number, so our whole is our unknown, and then we have 25% or 25 over 100. And now we can cross multiply to solve for w. So as we're cross multiplying here, 25 times w will be 25w, and then 100 times 1/2, or what is 1/2 of 50, or 100, which would be 50. So 25w equals 50, and now we can divide by 25. This will cancel out. W equals 50 divided by 25 is 2. So our W is equal to what our whole. So half of 2 is equal to 25% of 100. Or 25% of 2 is 1/2. Alright, 2 more here. Go ahead and pause. Try these examples out on your own and then come back and see how you did. Alright, number 6 here. What number is 80% of 60? So I have color-coded my information, box the information in the question, and then set up my proportion. So what number is our variable. We're looking for what is 80% of 60. So 60 is our whole, and then we have 80% or 80 over 100, and now we can cross multiply. A times 100 will be 100A. And then 60 times 80, go ahead and just bring this calculator real quick. 60 times 80, and that's 4,800. So we get 4,800. And now we can solve for A by dividing by 100. That will cancel, leaving A equals 4,800 divided by 100. And we'll bring back that calculator. $4,800 divided by 100, and we get 48. So 48 is 80% of 60. Alright, number 7. Number 7 says 99 is 110% of what number? And so I've boxed my information, and now I've set up my proportion. 99 is, and then W, what number is our whole. We're looking for that, and we're looking for 110%. So 99 is 110% of what number? And now we can cross multiply it. W times 110 will be 110W. And then 99 times 100, 99 times 100 is 9,900. So 9,900. Now we have our equation, and we can divide by 110 to solve for W. And that will cancel, leaving just W. 9,900 divided by 110. 9,900 divided by 110 is equal to 90. So that tells us that 99 is 100% of 90. Alright, we got a couple more here. make sure you have these examples in your notes. Number 8 says, write a proportion to find how many points a student needs to score on the test to earn the given test score. Test worth 40 points and 90%. Alright, so I wrote the proportion information here on the right side. We have is over of, or the part over the whole, equals the percent over 100. Okay, so in our information, 40 points, that's going to be our whole, so that's our total. So 40 points is our total, so that's our of, so that's going to go on the bottom here. And then we know that our percent we're looking for is 90%, so we're trying to get 90. So our unknown is we're trying to figure out how many points a student needs to score, so that is our is. So that's the part, we're going to be looking for that. Okay, so now our proportion is set up. We can cross multiply to solve for A. And 100 times A will be 100A. And then 90 times 40 will be 3600. 90 times 40, 3600. Alright, now we can divide by 100 to get that variable all by itself. Cancel here. A is equal to 36. So this student needs to score at least 36 out of 40 to get a 90% on their test. Alright, last one. You have 36 questions on a math assignment. You complete 75% of the questions at school. How many questions do you have left to do at home? Alright, so setting up this question, I've went through and boxed the information. 36 questions is our total. That's the whole amount of questions that we have on the assignment. And we've completed 75%, so that's our percent. And we're trying to figure out how many questions you have left to do at home. So A is going to be our unknown. And now we can cross multiply to solve for A. And we get 100 times A will be 100A equals 36 times 75. 36 times 75 equals 2,700. So we get 2,700. And now we can divide by 100 to solve for A. That will cancel, leaving just A. And 2,700 divided by 100 will be 27. So, of the 36 questions, you've done 75%. So that means that you've done 27 of the 36. So now, to figure out how many you need to do at home, we have to subtract. So now we have to subtract 36 minus 27, and that'll tell us what is left to do at home. So first we're going to have to borrow here. This is going to be 2. This will be a 16. 16 minus 7 is 9. 2 minus 2 is 0. So you have 9 questions to do at home.